The Browns picked Dillon Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders. This was a Stefanski decision. This was a Barry decision. The Browns made their assessment of talent, and they really thought that Dillon Gabriel was better than Shedeur. I disagree with it. You disagree with it. Browns fans all over the world disagree with it. People on social media disagree with the decision that Kevin Stefanski.
No. I mean, with a young quarterback with Dillon starting, you want to make sure he gets a lot of the reps. Different when you have a veteran like Joe, I would tell you, Tony.
Kevin Stefanski full of shit.
Oh, wow.
He full of shit. You talk about instilling confidence into your players. How do you think that makes Shedeur feel?
Shedeur Sanders is making waves right now, and it seems like the New York Jets are looking to make a move for him. The buzz around his potential trade has been growing, and it's not just because of his impressive play on the field. Kevin Stefanski, head coach of the Cleveland Browns, has completely denied giving Sanders any first-team practice reps. Now that's got to be concerning, right? It's hard to ignore the fact that the Jets could exploit this situation. With Stefanski's reluctance to fully integrate Sanders into the starting lineup, the opportunity for another team to pounce is definitely there. But, make no mistake, this is going to be a tough call for all parties involved. Sanders could press to be let go, and when a player of his caliber wants something, it's hard to ignore. With the Jets possibly eyeing him, things could be set to get very interesting.
I don't know who the backup is.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. Either Kevin Stefanski thinks Shedeur Sanders is Magic City parking lot, straight ass,
Jeez.
or
Jeez.
he just don't like him.
The dynamic between Shedeur Sanders and Kevin Stefanski is definitely raising some eyebrows. There seems to be a growing tension, with Stefanski making every effort to keep Sanders behind Dillon Gabriel on the depth chart. This move isn't sitting well with many, and it's starting to look like a deliberate slight against Sanders. People are beginning to speculate that Stefanski might have some personal animosity towards Sanders, and if this continues, it won't be sustainable. The Jets could be the perfect place for Sanders to escape this situation, where he can finally break free from the bias and get the opportunity he truly deserves. New York media outlets are buzzing with excitement over the possibility of Shedeur Sanders joining the Jets. Fans across the city are rallying behind the idea, pushing for the team to make the move. There's a growing sense of support within the fan base, with many calling for a change that could benefit both Sanders and the Jets. Even NFAN Radio, one of the most prominent sports networks, is joining the conversation, urging the Browns to trade Sanders and have him don the blue and white of New York. The momentum for this trade is quickly gaining steam.
AN in New York.
It is time for the Jets to acquire Shedeur Sanders from the Cleveland Browns. And someone tell me why that's a bad idea. And I don't want to hear about it's a circus. It's a circus? What's this? What the hell is this that we're watching? Bad, crappy football is a circus. The Jets should have drafted this guy, I don't know, second, third, fourth. They got a million opportunities to draft him. He has not gotten an opportunity in Cleveland. I don't really care about.
The situation has escalated to the point where QB coach Bill Musgrave has publicly stated that Dillon Gabriel is the better quarterback over Shedeur Sanders. Musgrave praised Gabriel for his communication with teammates and his throws. But it seems like this is more of an attempt to control the narrative, as there's growing perception that the Browns are deliberately sidelining Sanders. The reality is clear. Shedeur hasn't received any first-team reps yet, and it's fueling the notion that the Browns are trying to undermine him. All of this points to one inevitable outcome: Shedeur Sanders' eventual move to the Jets.
I think he's doing a better job of communicating and making sure his teammates are all in sync, both in the huddle and at the line of scrimmage. So I think just the natural progression is taking place.
While many are trying to claim that Shedeur Sanders isn't ready, those who have been closely watching him play tell a different story. Mary Kay Cabot, for instance, isn't buying into Stefanski and Musgrave's excuses. She believes Shedeur is the better option over Dillon Gabriel. Having observed Sanders throughout training, she's convinced it's time for him to be named the starter. Her analysis is sharp, highlighting Sanders' exceptional accuracy, something no one else on the team can match. Additionally, his ability to make precise throws from various angles, thanks to his versatile arm motion, truly sets him apart. It's clear why she thinks he deserves the starting role. Mary Kay Cabot didn't hold back, emphatically stating that there's no scenario where Dillon Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders. After closely watching Sanders' performance, particularly his efficiency with the ball, Cabot is certain that in any 7-on-7 drill, Shedeur would easily outperform Dillon. She made it clear, there's no comparison. Despite this, Stefanski continues to downplay Sanders' talent, and it's creating growing frustration among fans and analysts. The more this plays out, the more it's becoming obvious that there's a deliberate effort to downplay just how talented Shedeur really is. Everyone is starting to see through it.
In practice, Shedeur Sanders has been making a ton of progress. He looks really good. I've been saying this over and over again. If you put Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel side by side or one after the other in a 7-on-7 red zone drill, I think that Shedeur would probably win that drill much of the time. Or if you put them up against each other in a pockets drill where you're throwing the ball into the little pockets in the net, I think Shedeur would win that a lot of the time. But
Mary Kay Cabot's analysis is proving to be spot on, and it's becoming increasingly obvious as even some of Shedeur Sanders' harshest critics begin to change their stance. Take Tony Grossi, for instance. He's now acknowledging that Dillon Gabriel has fallen short of the high expectations he had for him, expressing clear disappointment in Dillon's struggles on the field. Grossi was taken aback by how much Gabriel has underperformed, especially given the initial hype. This shift in viewpoint from a seasoned critic highlights the growing frustration with Gabriel's inconsistency, putting more pressure on the Browns to seriously consider Shedeur Sanders as the starter. The question is no longer about Dillon's potential. It's clear he's not delivering, but Stefanski continues to ignore it.
It's a little worse than I expected because I have a higher opinion of him than most people in the media and certainly than you guys do. But I got to admit, it's less than I expected.
Despite all the evidence, the Browns seem unwilling to give Shedeur Sanders a real chance, which signals one thing: Shedeur is no longer in their future plans. Meanwhile, there's growing speculation about him possibly joining the Jets. The Jets, currently sitting at 0-7, still haven't found their identity at quarterback, or on offense overall. They began the season with Justin Fields as the starter, but as Week 8 approaches, head coach Aaron Glenn has yet to make a decision, still weighing between Fields and veteran backup Tyrod Taylor. While a trade for Shedeur Sanders could be the move the Jets ultimately pursue, it's entirely possible that such a deal could serve as a way to move on from Zach Wilson, gaining valuable assets to aid in the team's much-needed rebuild. The situation surrounding Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns has reached a breaking point. Despite his undeniable talent and the growing support from media insiders like Mary Kay Cabot, the Browns, led by Kevin Stefanski, continue to sideline Sanders in favor of Dillon Gabriel, a decision that has sparked frustration across the fan base and among analysts. Even the harshest critics of Sanders are starting to acknowledge the glaring inconsistencies in Gabriel's performance, with figures like Tony Grossi expressing surprise at how much he's underperformed. Yet despite this, the Browns refuse to give Shedeur the opportunity he's earned, suggesting that he is no longer part of their plans. As this situation unfolds, the spotlight is shifting to the New York Jets, who are in desperate need of a solution at quarterback. Currently sitting at 0-7, the Jets have yet to establish any clear direction on offense, with head coach Aaron Glenn still undecided between Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor. The Jets' search for a new quarterback could lead them to Shedeur Sanders, a move that would not only address their quarterback woes, but also provide them with the fresh start they need to build for the future. This potential trade could be a win-win for both sides. The Browns, unwilling to properly utilize Sanders, could offload him to a team eager to give him a chance to thrive. For Shedeur, a move to the Jets would offer an opportunity to break free from the bias and lack of opportunities he's faced in Cleveland. With so much at stake for both teams, a trade for Shedeur Sanders seems inevitable, and it could be the key to revitalizing the Jets' rebuild and giving Sanders the chance he deserves. What do you think? Should the Browns continue to hold Shedeur Sanders back, or is it time for them to give him the starting role? Do you believe the Jets would be a good fit for him, considering their current struggles at quarterback? With so much potential being overlooked in Cleveland, do you think a trade to the Jets could finally give Sanders the chance to prove himself? Is Dillon Gabriel truly the better option? Or is it just a case of Stefanski trying to control the narrative? Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree that Shedeur deserves a fresh start? Or do you think the Browns are making the right call by sticking with Gabriel?